Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Tonight's guest earned her stripes in the field of tech with her time at Citrix, but having helped launch Sapho from stealth and being named one of the top 50 B2B product marketers to watch, it's clear there was something quite special going on here. Natalie Lambert is the Vice President of Marketing at Sapho and recently said, "The ability to adapt to change will be a key differentiator for enterprises in this digital age. And the ability stems from tech that puts employees' needs first." Now, this quote, combined with the fact that she built a marketing team responsible for product marketing, awareness, demand generation, digital and content marketing, thought leadership, brand and design, AR and PR, and enablement programs, was enough for me to get her on the show today. So buckle up, hold on tight, so I can beam your ears all the way back stateside, so we can find out more by speaking with Natalie Lambert, the Vice President of Marketing at Sapho. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. And thank you so much for having me. As Neil mentioned, my name is Natalie Lambert and I run marketing here at Sapho. At Sapho, we believe that a centralized, simple access to work will improve employee productivity and engagement. We make this possible with a digital experience portal, which brings together important information and tasks from all of the various systems that employees use and delivers it to them in one place anywhere they are.
Now, so the Sapho modern portal, from what I've read, surfaces personalised tasks and information in a single place to essentially try and triple employee productivity and effectiveness. But for anyone listening to us that's hearing about Sapho for the very first time, can you offer a bit of an overview of exactly what Sapho is and also what makes it unique to anything else that's out there at the moment?
Yes, and really the best way to explain this is with a comparison. So you think about today. When employees need to make a decision or complete a task, such as an approval, they must log into a system of record and either pull data or find the appropriate task to complete. For many employees, this also means logging into a company intranet to see the list of all the available systems and choosing the one that is needed, and only then logging in to find that information. With Sapho, we flip this on its head. Using our event engine, our micro app builder, and machine learning technology, Sapho enables IT to build micro apps that can detect interesting events, high priority tasks, or important information that is needed to make a decision and send it directly to an employee in their intranet, on a mobile device, or in a messenger client. Now, once an employee is notified about an update, think a push notification, they can access a personalized work feed similar to like a Facebook news feed that contains all of the information and tasks that are most relevant to them. An employee can either then view more details or take action without having to log into a different system. So the task can be completed in a single click and written back to the system of record. So in the simplest terms, Sapho makes it easy to get employees the information they need and gives them the ability to complete tasks from the places they are already working.
Now, in a former life, I was the IT guy, and I must admit in my time, I have encountered many tech solutions that promise a great deal but are ultimately clunky, hard to use, and just end up providing a fragmented user experience, data silos, and inconsistent processes. So is that something that you wanted to try and fix with the Sapho modern portal there?
Absolutely, and we already have for hundreds and thousands of employees. With Sapho, employees have access to a consumer-like interface on any device, and that will replace the need to use apps they might only use occasionally. Now, from this interface, they have access to personalized, relevant dashboards, important content, and quick tasks from all of their systems. Now, employees love Sapho because they have one place to go to get the access to the information that they need. And the information that is provided is truly personalized to their needs. This enables IT to modernize those hard-to-use systems with a single, simplified experience across all of their apps.
So I've got to ask, what is the story behind Sapho and what is the background of the co-founders and what led them to create the company? And also, what then attracted you to come and join Sapho?
Yeah, and I think you kind of hinted on this in the previous question, but our founders, Fouad Al-Nagar and Peter Yared, were C-level employees at a very large enterprise. And like you, they saw firsthand how employees struggled to complete tasks and access the information they needed to do their jobs. They witnessed how these employees avoided at all costs using the applications that were at their disposal simply out of frustration. And they ultimately watched their investments fail to deliver value. They spoke with many of their peers from other industries, and they all came to the conclusion that, quite frankly, employees hate their enterprise applications. So they felt they had to fix this problem, and they discussed if they should solve it internally for their enterprise, or could they build a company to address this major gap in enterprise software. And as you can see, they chose to build Sapho. As for me, I came into marketing from the industry analyst side of the house. I worked for Forrester Research for 7 years, where it was my job to find new and exciting technologies and explain them to enterprise clients. When Fouad found me, pitched me on Sapho, I was excited. And quite frankly, I wanted to be part of the team.
I was intrigued to discover that Sapho also enables employees to have access to those personalised system data and current tasks, all from mobile and desktop services, message clients, browsers, or even intranet sites. But can you tell me more about this, and also ask if you faced any resistance from that cautious IT team that I used to be a part of, and also were staff a little nervous about personnel and enterprise data being carried around on mobile devices?
So it's actually the exact opposite. IT teams see us as solving their challenges. So we've talked about this before, but Sapho enables employees to see the tasks they need to complete, the dashboards, the data they need to analyze, and all other information on a single place. The challenge today has always been that this information is found in multiple different systems, so employees have to go search for it. And the data that we've seen show that employees spend at least 2 hours a day doing just this. That's 20% of their time. So when IT teams hear that we can deliver this information to the channels that their employees are already using, they get excited, because finally, they're actually able to deliver the data and tasks locked in these hard-to-access systems in a way that's easy for employees to use and consume. Now, to address your security concern, the Sapho interface is based on HTML5, which gives employees a native experience in whichever channel they choose to use. However, for IT, the benefit is that no data ever resides on the device. So security teams love this architecture, as they clearly know how to secure and deliver web apps. And Sapho simply follows the same architecture that they've been using for years.
So can you also tell me how different teams, such as, let's say, HR or a service desk department, might actually use Sapho? And ultimately, how do you see that solution being used in organisations, just to help people listening visualise how it would work in their company?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all going to really be based on the back-end systems that you are creating apps for to deliver to your users. But, let's take HR teams. HR will use Sapho to get a 360-degree view of employees, as an example. So maybe they can start to pull their salary information from one system, the learning courses that they've taken from another, their performance reviews from another, the status of compliance training from another. The list goes on. But by providing all of this information in a single place, HR teams can work through things like promotions or severance planning, because now all of this information is right there at their fingertips. The same applies to service desk. Sapho can simplify the process of assigning tickets, escalating problems, and notifying appropriate people when work is complete. Things that used to involve multiple systems can now be done in one centralized place. So overall, we see Sapho being used by managers, as an example, to complete all the different simple workflows out there, like a PO approval, a PTO, family leave, expense approvals, being able to consolidate all this across many systems and deliver it to employees so that they can, just approve and move on with an activity. And when this is rolled out much more enterprise-wide, employees will benefit from increased engagement, as they now have personalized access to the information that truly matters to them.
And is a bit of an IT question again, so I do apologise here, but is Sapho a hosted platform, or is it deployed on premises?
It's actually a really interesting question, and one that Fuad and Peter put a lot of thought into when they created Sapho. So right now we have two deployment models. One is on premises and one is a virtual private cloud. Now, the fact that Fuad and Peter came from such a large enterprise, they were the IT buyers. They knew how to bring in new software to the organization. And they knew that all the times that they were pitched with these great cloud solutions, well, they might be fantastic. The reality is that they could not, they couldn't get past compliance reviews if they actually had to move their data outside of the firewall. So they really focused on building a solution that would work perfectly in an on-premises architecture. And that's what's happening with our customer base. 80+% of our customers are choosing on-premises as they want to ensure that their business critical data doesn't leave their data center. And therefore, the standard cloud-based offerings just won't work for them. But for organizations that are moving towards that cloud, we do have a virtual private cloud offering to bring the best of both worlds.
Now, Sapho picked up a $14 million Series B round this year. So what have those funds actually been used for, and what are some other highlights and milestones from 2017 that you can actually share with us that you're really proud about?
Yeah, absolutely. Our focus really has been with that Series B funding to build a global sales team and further our goals of tripling the productivity and effectiveness of the enterprise workforce. Now, the numbers are still coming in. It's not quite the end of the year. We're almost there. What I can tell you is we saw more than a 300% revenue increase in 2017, and the vast majority of that is coming from the Fortune 100. We are going after these large organizations that have legacy systems, too many systems, and they need to really help and better enable their employee base. Now, we also won numerous awards. We've won the CRN Award for Emerging Vendor in 2 different categories. We won Network Products Guides, Bronze, Silver, and Gold in 3 different categories. And we were also named one of Gartner's Cool Vendors in 2017. So it really has been a truly remarkable year.
Oh, that is high praise, isn't it? Getting the cool vendor nod from
Absolutely,
Gartner.
Yes. You were quite proud.
I bet. Now, Sapho has new software integrations, including IBM Watson Workspace, and I've added that to the list of your supported collaboration tools. Incredibly exciting. But what other integrations has Sapho released this year?
Yeah, so if we look at the collaboration tools first, and we look at these as the tools that employees are using in their day-to-day basis to work with teams and colleagues and things like that. And we want to make sure that these folks in those places that they're working have access to all the data and tasks that they need in that context. So given that, we've really started to expand those types of endpoints that we're working with. So we made some big announcements with Microsoft this year. We were one of the launch partners with Microsoft Teams, with Microsoft Outlook, and their actionable messages platforms, being able to deliver these card interfaces directly to Microsoft Outlook so that employees can accept and reject things right in Outlook. Pretty cool. And that's on top of the SharePoint that we already supported. We're also working with Slack and with Facebook Workplace to, again, deliver this information from these back-end systems to these places where employees are working. And more are coming soon. On our near-term roadmap, you'll see Cisco Spark, HipChat, and VMware Boxer. Now, that's just on the front-end collaboration side of the house. We also have many integrations with those systems of record that you would build these micro apps on, such as Concur, ServiceNow, SAP ERP, and Oracle EBS. And we just continue to release these new connectors every release, which is really every few weeks.
Wow, it sounds like you're incredibly busy this year, well, and beyond. So I've got to ask, we're coming towards the end of 2017, but when we're looking forward to 2018, what's next for Sapho? Do you think you're going to continue, or should I say, how are you going to continue to dominate that HR tech space?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to continue to remain focused on making the lives of enterprise employees easier and helping them get more done. So in the short term, this means focusing relentlessly on the systems our customers are using and making sure that we have those pre-built integrations for all of them. And that is both the back-end systems of record as well as those front-end channels. But we will continue to innovate in areas such as identity and machine learning to ensure that the right information is sent to the right people before they ever have to look look for it. And there's a lot more to come here if you start paying attention to Sapho now.
Now, before I let you go, can you remind the listeners of where they can find you on the web and also how they can contact your team if they've got any questions about anything that we've talked about today?
Sure. Sapho can be found at www.sapho.com. We're also at Sapho on Twitter. And feel free to contact myself at natalie@sapho.com, or simply contact@sapho.com will get you to a whole bunch of different folks that can answer any of your questions.
After witnessing one too many clunky systems in my time, I love how Sapho are delivering a modern enterprise portal to workforces and even helping to triple productivity. But it's integrating your systems, simplifying business processes and empowering employees and improving employee satisfaction that really floats my boat. So a big thank you for coming on and sharing your story today.
Thank you very much.
I love how Sapho is creating front-end applications that sit on top of enterprise software and systems of record, but I especially love how these single-purpose apps actually enable employees to interact with legacy corporate applications much more easily, and as a result, simplifying complex workflows and pushing that data out to a range of channels such as email clients, mobile apps and collaboration platforms. Because I've spent long enough in IT to know what a big difference this makes to businesses. But then I also love how Sapho is also including new software integrations into the latest version of its micro app platform, adding things like IBM connections to its list of supported collaboration tools. So for those reasons alone, I really do wish them the best for the future.
Remember, you can listen and comment on today's episode over at www.techblogwriter.co.uk. You can also access every episode Neil has recorded and see pictures of the guests by going straight to www.techblogwriter.co.uk/category/podcast.
And a big thank you to Matt Bergman in New York, who recently sent a lovely tweet saying nice things about the show. And I just wanted to say it really does make recording this podcast worthwhile when I get to hear back from you guys and dolls, because let's face it, without you guys listening, there wouldn't be a show. So please keep those tweets coming in to @NeilC.Hughes or email me at techblogwriter@outlook.com. So enjoy the holiday season, gang. I have 7 episodes recorded and ready to go, but you're going to be wanting to spend time with loved ones, family and friends rather than a podcast host from the UK probably. So have a fantastic break, and remember, until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.